Cole Bennett might just be hip-hop's next billionaire, but not for the reasons you think. Over the past decade, he's gone from filming gritty music videos in Chicago basements to directing visuals for some of the biggest artists in the world, Juice WRLD, Eminem, Justin Bieber, just to name a few. But Cole didn't stop there. He turned Lyrical Lemonade from a blog into a media empire, created a festival that rivals Rolling Loud, and built a brand so strong it's influencing culture far beyond music. At just 29 years old, Cole Bennett isn't just a tastemaker, he's quietly becoming one of the most powerful figures in hip-hop. And if you look closely at the moves he's making, it's clear. He's building a path towards billionaire status. So how did we get here? And what's driving this rise? And what does Cole Bennett's future really look like? If you're new here, I'm Ron. I drop weekly videos breaking down hip-hop, culture, and the business behind it. I'm pushing to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, so if you want to help make that happen, hit subscribe. It definitely means the world. Now, let's get into why Cole Bennett might be the next mogul to take over hip-hop. Before Cole Bennett was directing videos for global superstars, he was just a teenager with a camera and a dream. Born in Plano, Illinois, a small town about an hour outside of Chicago, Cole fell in love with hip-hop at an early age. But it wasn't just the music that pulled him in. It was the culture, the storytelling, the energy, the ability to take nothing and turn it into something. That raw, DIY spirit would go on to define everything Cole would build later in life. In high school, Cole was already experimenting with filming and editing. But he wasn't just shooting anything, he had a vision. In 2013, at just 17 years old, he launched Lyrical Lemonade as a blog. It started as a school project, but quickly evolved into a creative platform. He wrote articles, conducted interviews, and most importantly, started shooting music videos for underground Chicago artists. This was during a pivotal time for the Chicago rap scene. Drill music was exploding. Artists like Chief Keef, Lil Durk, and G Herbo were putting the city on the map in a new way. But there was also another wave bubbling beneath the surface. More melodic, experimental artists like Lucky, Mick Jenkins, and later, Juice WRLD. Cole Bennett was right in the middle of this shift. What made Cole different wasn't just the technical ability behind the camera, it was his ability to understand the artist's world. His visuals didn't just look good, they felt like the artist. He wasn't just making music videos for clout, he was building with people who had a voice but no spotlight. That authenticity created a ripple effect. Word spread, artists started coming to him, and because Cole was building something with the scene, not just using it, he became deeply embedded in Chicago's cultural DNA. Lyrical Lemonade became the go-to platform for discovering the next wave of talent, and Cole became the connector, the person who could take an underground artist and present them to a world that felt fresh, creative, and real. His breakout moment came with videos like Famous Dex Hit 'Em With It and Lil Pump's D-Rose. But the turning point that would really change everything was Lucid Dreams by Juice WRLD. That video didn't just go viral, it defined an era. It showed the industry that Lyrical Lemonade wasn't just a video platform, it was a launch pad. From that point on, Cole wasn't just a director, he was a curator, a tastemaker, someone whose name carried cultural weight. And the best part, he did it without selling out. No gimmicks, no shock value, just consistency, vision, and a deep respect for the art and the artist. Cole didn't just build a platform, he built a blueprint, and now he's scaling it into something much bigger than music videos. At the center of everything is Lyrical Lemonade, a brand that started as a high school blog and evolved into one of the most recognizable, creative forces in youth culture. And what makes Cole different from other directors and entrepreneurs is how he's turned Lyrical Lemonade into an ecosystem. Let's break it down. First, we have Lyrical Lemonade, the brand as a business. Cole has always approached Lyrical Lemonade more than just a production company. From day one, it was positioned like a lifestyle brand. And over the years, he diversified it into multiple verticals. He has the music video production side. This is the obvious one. Cole's vision helped launch careers. Juice WRLD, Ski Mask the Slump God, Lil Tecca, and many more. But unlike traditional directors, Cole owns his platform. Every Lyrical Lemonade video lives on their YouTube channel, which now has over 20 million subscribers and billions of views. That means long-term ad revenue, brand equity, and ownership of distribution. He's also got merch and apparel. Lyrical Lemonade has become a streetwear staple, from collabs with Nike and the Jordan brand to exclusive drops that sell out instantly. Cole has built a fashion line that taps directly into youth culture, and it's not just merch. It's high demand, limited quality gear that rivals major streetwear brands. Then we got Summer Smash. One of Cole's most ambitious moves is the Summer Smash Festival. What started as a small event in Chicago has grown into one of the biggest independent hip-hop festivals in the country. And here's the kicker. It's owned and operated by Lyrical Lemonade. No Live Nation, no middleman. Cole and his team control the lineup, the brand, the marketing, and the profits. And then also, there's the beverage line. Yes, there is a real Lyrical Lemonade drink, and Cole took the name literally and developed an actual beverage. It's sold at events, online, and even in limited retail stores. And while it may seem like a novelty, think long term. He's testing out the consumer packaged goods space, and if scaled properly, this can become a multi-million-dollar revenue stream on its own. On top of this, Cole Bennett's also had partnerships with some corporate powerhouses, but only when they align with the brand. His Nike collab wasn't just a sneaker deal, it was about the storytelling. He embedded the launch in music, visuals, and narrative, turning a product release into a cultural moment. He worked with Jordan, Takashi Murakami, and other iconic names in fashion and art, proving that he can operate at the highest levels of creative commerce. What's important here is control. Cole doesn't just take brand deals, he shapes them. And in doing so, he's keeping Lyrical Lemonade culturally relevant and financially independent. One of the biggest long-term plays that Cole is making is owning his IP, something that most creatives don't think about until it's too late. Every Lyrical Lemonade post is not just creative work, it's an asset. He licenses music, directs visuals, and monetizes attention all under one roof. And with the rise of AI and content repurposing, that archive becomes even more valuable over time. He's also hinting at music publishing and artist development. Lyrical Lemonade could evolve into a label or management company, giving Cole equity in the talent he breaks, not just a fee for directing. On top of that, Cole has also teased moves into film, animation, and storytelling beyond music. Whether it's short films, documentaries, or narrative content, the infrastructure is already in place. Think about what Tyler the Creator did with Golf, Camp Flognog, and his TV specials, or what Donald Glover did with Atlanta. Cole could be next in line to translate his visual world into long-term projects. When you zoom out, it's clear. Cole Bennett isn't just building a production company, he's building a modern-day multimedia conglomerate. He owns the content on YouTube and his video production. He controls the platform. He monetizes lifestyle through clothing, beverage, and he hosts the experience through Summer Smash. And he does it without being corporate and does it in a more authentic way that connects with the audience on a deeper level. And if you're wondering how he gets to billionaire status, look at the valuation of companies like OVO, 100 Thieves, or Complex before it even sold. Brands with cultural weight and diversified monetization have massive long-term value. If Cole decides to raise money, sell a stake, or go public, Lyrical Lemonade could easily be valued in the hundreds of millions, if not more. So if you've been paying attention, one thing's clear. Cole Bennett plays the long game. Every move he's made, from shooting videos in Chicago basements to partnering with Nike, has been intentional, calculated, and focused on ownership, culture, and creative freedom. So what's next for somebody like Cole? Let's talk about where it's all headed. Lyrical Lemonade is already a force in music and culture, but we're entering a phase where it could become a full-scale entertainment company on par with something like A24, Vice at its peak, or even Dreamville under J. Cole. Cole teased the idea of directing movies, launching a TV series, and even animation. Don't be surprised if Lyrical Lemonade announces original films or series made for streaming platforms. a creative studio for branded content like Spike Jonze did with Viceland, or even a record label or talent incubator for emerging artists. Right now, Lyrical Lemonade is a trusted filter. Whatever Cole co-signs gets attention. That alone is a media asset. And in a world where attention is the new oil, Cole owns a very valuable pipeline. We're also seeing a shift in how creative entrepreneurs operate. It's not about selling out to corporations, it's about building your own ecosystem and then partnering on your own terms. And Cole's already doing this with Summer Smash, his product collabs that he's doing on his terms, and the flagship that Lyrical Lemonade has created as a hybrid store, studio, and event venue. Imagine a Lyrical Lemonade HQ that acts as a physical brand hub like a Supreme or a Complex Con. That's the level of brand equity Cole is sitting on. Beyond the business, Cole is solidifying himself in hip-hop's creative legacy. He's shaping visual language of a generation like Hype Williams did in the 90s or Director X in the early 2000s. But Cole's twist is that he's doing it with ownership and community at the core. He's also mentoring young directors and showcasing a new talent on Lyrical Lemonade's platform. So it's not just about being the best, it's about being the infrastructure for the next wave. So will Cole Bennett become a billionaire? If he stays independent, maybe not literal Forbes list sense, but if he chooses to raise capital, sell a stake, or license the Lyrical Lemonade brand the right way, he absolutely could. He owns a platform, a pipeline, and an audience. And that's a rare trifecta. And in a world where tech companies, fashion brands, and media giants are constantly chasing authenticity, Cole's in a position to sell culture, not just content. The most impressive part is that Cole's done all this without chasing clout, without scandals, and without diluting his brand. He stayed grounded, focused, and rooted in the same energy that started Lyrical Lemonade in the first place. The love for the culture, a passion for storytelling, and a belief in building something real. If he keeps that spirit and continues scaling the infrastructure around it, Cole Bennett isn't just going to influence hip-hop, he's going to reshape how creativity and business coexist in the generation. So whether or not he ever hits that billionaire mark, one thing is certain. Cole Bennett's legacy is already bigger than numbers, and the empire he's building is only getting started.